Why a narcissist will not let you go. Why a narcissist will not leave you alone. It can be days, weeks, months, or even years after the relationship has ended, yet the narcissist often at some point still comes after you. Most often when a narcissist had discarded us, it's a harrowing experience, working through the pain and the light bulb moments of the past while working on our future, working on overcoming our self-doubts, overcoming the trauma bond. Yet the narcissist keeps reappearing, either with their hurtful games or trying to suck us back in. So why, when they discard or when we leave them, will they not just leave us alone? Why do they continue to hurt us? And why do they try to win us back? Number one, the narcissist arrogance. When we end the relationship, it is not to hurt them. It's because we've hit the point where we can no longer take being thrown off the boat for them to pull us back up, to blame us, to throw us back overboard, to lift us back up, to blame us, to throw us back overboard. And that cycle to just keep repeating, hurting us more and more each and every time. We realise, as hard as it is, that our comfort zone is not that comfortable. We need to face the pain of leaving, as the pain of staying will be far worse in the long run. That we are worth more. We often feel guilty that we cannot help them, feel guilty that we have to block them. With a narcissist, they discard because they see something they believe to be better. However, when the narcissist repeats the same cycle with the new that they did with you, the narcissist is arrogant, conceited, excessively proud of themselves and believes that no one would refuse them, that they believe they can reappear to pick you back up from where they left off and do so as and when they please. They might use flattery, they might use future faking to pull you back in or offer that false apology. Every time we take them back, their treatment of us gets worse as they become more self-opinionated in their sense of importance to you, believing they can do as they please and you'll still take them back. 2, envy. If we refuse their advances, if we end the relationship, when we move on with our lives, they'll not leave us alone as a form of punishment. This depends on the narcissist. Some fragile narcissists will be a lot quicker in leaving you alone for fear of denting their own ego. The grandiose are most likely, but not always, going to try and push your buttons. When a narcissist feels like we've questioned their authority over us, this causes them criticism, which causes them to feel angry. They're seeking revenge on us, often resulting in full-blown smear campaigns due to the narcissist's jealousy and envy. 3, preoccupied with power and success. As a narcissist is all about control, they can throw almighty tantrums when they feel like they're losing control of someone else's mind. They want what they believe they are entitled to have. When we take back our power and walk away from them, this is criticism to the narcissist's self-belief of the power and control they have over us. It dents their pride. So they seek to either win us back, as they prefer to love bomb and to be admired. Still, they will also use this smear campaign to hurt us, to try and destroy us any way they can, in the hope that they can get that attention from us. They prefer positive attention, but as a last resort, they will take negative, especially when they are out for revenge. 4, the belief they are special. They believe that they are special, and even though they'll have devalued and discarded us many times, they believe that they are still the best you've ever had. When we go back, this confirms their belief within their minds, and when we no longer go back, this questions their belief. So they have to try and win us back to prove that they are special, or hurt us as punishment for questioning their uniqueness and walking away from them. They want to gain their power and control over us. If they cannot control you through their admiration face and the love bombing, the idolization, they'll try to control through their envious face, through envy and placing fear into us of what they might do next. They want to show us just how much control they believe they have over us, and that we should just go back when they please. They've learned all our strengths. They've learned all our weaknesses. They know all our flaws. They know all our insecurities. They will use the things we care for the most, as these are the things we will most passionately defend. Or they'll use what we're insecure about to try and get us to hide away, to prove to themselves that they are better than us, that they are special, that they are superior, by either winning someone back or by taking someone down. 5, grandiosity. Because they have that unrealistic view of themselves, believing they are superior, believing they are better than others, as they've invested their time in love bombing, idolizing, devaluing, they believe they are in control. You walking away questions their grandiose view that they are better than all others. And there's just no way that you could live without them within their minds. Narcissists exploit people to meet a need of their own. They believe they should have certain benefits from others with minimum effort. 6, lack of empathy. They lack the compassion to care for how their behaviour affects you. They lack the guilt or remorse to care for your feelings. They only care about getting their needs met. Even if we beg or plead with them to leave us alone, they do not care. Those with empathy and feelings such as sympathy, guilt, compassion, remorse, those who respect others would leave you alone. As a narcissist lacks these and feels entitled to do what they want when they want, they feel entitled to be a part of your life any way they can, when it suits them. Even people seeking revenge because they feel scorned by someone or hurt by someone else would feel bad and eventually leave you alone. However, a narcissist sees no reason to leave you alone. The only reason they would leave you alone is if they are getting nothing from you. They see no reason to leave you alone just because you ask them. Only when they feel their needs are not being met will they leave you alone. Why things like limited contact, no reaction, grey rock are our best line of defence against these kinds of people. The narcissist does not care for the pain they cause those around them. They do not care if they've upset someone. They view that as your fault, not theirs. And when they intend to hurt you, by you saying to them, please stop, you've hurt my feelings, you've upset me, you've hurt me, you've made me feel angry, you're mean, I feel sad, you've made me feel upset, I feel annoyed. This gives our power to them. They know exactly what buttons to push to make us feel something. They know they can control how they feel. They know what buttons to push. And this is when you might see that smirk, that look of contempt, as they've got one over on us by hurting us. Never ever tell a narcissist how you feel. They will exploit your feelings to twist them round and use them all against you time and time again. 7, entitlement. Their significant sense of entitlement means they believe they are entitled to do as they want, with who they want, whenever they want, no questions asked, especially by other people. Or they seek to devalue those who dare to ask the questions. If you question their entitlement, they might come at you until you fawn to their requirements. You might hear the word salad, or they will find a way to hurt you because you question their entitlement. They felt that criticism. If you stick with no contact, no reaction, grey rock, eventually they get bored and they make up excuses of how useless you are. And until that point, until they make up excuses that you're wrong and they'll leave you alone, they'll most likely project onto you. They'll bait you into getting that reaction, anything to try and get something from you. And once they have that reaction, they'll be smug. They'll use that against you in their smear campaign, and they will keep coming after you. When they stop getting reactions from you, they'll still make up a reason of why they are better than you, but they will eventually leave you alone. H requires special attention. They're not getting the attention they believe they're entitled to. They can go all out to gain that attention any way they can. Again, they prefer positive attention, but they will take negative attention, from discarding in cruel ways to smear campaigns to hoovering you back in. To get a narcissist to leave us alone, we must leave them alone. We have to stop playing their games. We have to recognise their games. We have to learn their games. We have to see their rather predictable pattern of behaviour and see what's coming next, and no longer play. When their pride and ego has been dented, they feel like we've questioned their authority over us by walking away from them. Often this is why they'll not leave us alone. The more we play their games, the more we react, the more they'll continue to hurt us. We have to gain control of our emotions, our reactions, and no longer supply the narcissist so they get nothing from us and leave us alone. There are hurt people who help people. Then there are hurt people who hurt people. Just because a narcissist has suffered some form of trauma in their past does not entitle them to hurt other people. Most people in the world we live in have suffered some form of trauma, and most people choose to help other people. Just because you can sympathise with them over something does not entitle them to go around hurting people and destroying other people. You cannot save them. They have to recognise their behaviour as wrong, and they have to help themselves. You can help both them and you by safely walking away and no longer playing into their manipulative games. Use their behaviour to learn how to handle your emotions the right way, to learn what your beliefs and values are and how to set those boundaries for yourself, to learn you don't want to be treated that way, to learn how to talk to yourself in the right way. The love you tried to give them to help them is the love you need to give yourself to heal yourself. No one deserves to be abused. However, we have a choice to either accept their abusive ways, to feel sorry for ourselves, to question, why is this happening to me? Which keeps us unwittingly trapped within the cycle. Or we can use it for, what is this teaching me? What can I do to make my life happier? We have to move away from, why is this happening to me? We have to move away from seeking revenge. Normal feelings such as resentment, which is a feeling of disgust or a feeling of disappointment towards someone who has wronged us in some way. The feeling of anger, which is an intense emotional state that narcissists can so easily provoke within us, as anger is our emotional response towards someone who's threatened, exploited or hurt us in some way. The feeling of rage, which is an uncontrolled anger, often resulting in us giving a hostile response to those who have hurt us, threatened us, exploited us. These are normal emotional feelings that narcissistic people can provoke within us and can cause us to want to seek that revenge. Revenge is the conscious action to seek to damage or inflict harm on someone that's inflicted damage or harm on us. Karma, to know that the person's past has finally caught up with them, that justice has been served so they can understand the pain that they have caused, to balance the scale. Narcissists act on this anger and rage and often become obsessive in seeking revenge for things we haven't even done, for things they believe question their beliefs, that they believe they are superior, they are special, and they are entitled. For us, the best revenge is learning to let go of any anger and resentment. As hard as that can be, we have to process those emotions and let them go, as those emotions are what keep us locked in our painful past, preventing us from moving on to our future. At the same time, while we seek revenge, they still have that control over our emotions. While ever we feel angry towards them, while ever we're seeking revenge, while ever we're wanting to see karma hit them, they still have control over our emotions. While we give reactions, they still have control over our feelings. It's not easy to let go and move on, but it's worth it. You are worth it. This does not mean their treatment of you was okay. This means you're worth more. It means you're taking back your power and your control. The best way to move on is creating and living your best life for you. And if you hear karma hits them and justice has been served, there's nothing wrong with being pleased, as long as you don't go around seeking revenge, seeking to bring someone else down, because you're the one that's going to feel worse in the long run, and you are worth so much more than those negative feelings. I shall add in the description the video on the smear campaign and what sorts of things to look out for, the video on boundaries so that you can create your own boundaries and move away from narcissistic abuse, and the video on the hoover, so also signs to look out for that they're coming back to hoover, because some of the hoover techniques we don't always see as a hoover. If you are new to the channel, you do find the information helpful, please do subscribe. Thank you everyone for listening. I hope you are all moving on to a much brighter future. Have an amazing day. Bye.